So I'm off on my travels again, and I'm feeling a little bit anxious because this trip, well, I'm heading the other side of the country. It's not the drive that concerns me, it's the van's ability to make it. It's the furthest I've ever driven it by quite a distance, so hopefully we make it there and back. But anyway, Loch Lomond, here we come. Fingers crossed. Well, here we come after a quick pit stop for fuel. I think I've only ever been to Loch Lomond the once. It's not far from Glasgow, and that's a trip I've done dozens of times, so it shouldn't be too bad. So I've made it to Dundee. I'm just going off the Kingsway to head into Asda. I need to get some cash, and I need to get one of those little Siggy light adapter things so I can plug my phone in and give it a charge. Because I'm going to need sat-nav once to turn off the Dunblane. But so far so good, I'm quite impressed. The van apparently hasn't used any diesel, which is slightly worrying. I love an infinity tank, but I don't think those things exist, so we'll have a quick pit stop and then we'll get on our way again. So stocked up on foods and an adapter for my charger, I was back on the road again, and apart from a wee hold up near Perth in the roadworks, it was actually quite straightforward, and sat-nav got it more or less spot on. So the wedding will be taking place on the banks of Loch Lomond in the beautiful village of Luss. I got myself checked in, had a quick wander, and went to grab something to eat. It was all going fine on the bonny banks, but back home, well, that was a different story entirely.
Storm Babet has been named by the Met Office the second named storm of the autumn, but of more concern, the rainfall. Totting up through Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and into the weekend. These areas likely to see 20, 30, 50 millimetres widely, but it's across Angus and Grampian where there's the risk of 100 millimetres widely and more than 150 millimetres for some.
This road out of Marykirk just crumbled into the water. And it was here that a man was swept away in his car in the early hours of Friday. Search and rescue teams have again been scouring what is now just a vast expanse of water. 335 properties in Brechin have now been evacuated. The supermarkets in the town are running low and flood warnings are still in place.
Well, they warned, didn't they? All day yesterday, they warned of unprecedented rain. They warned of a danger to life. And that is what many communities here in this part of Scotland were fearing. And the reality, their worst fears came true.
As awful as we knew things might be back home, we just had to get on with it. What else could we do?
Touching you, I can touching me. Right, fellas, you ready? I believe and think of love. I'm thinking now. I believe and think of love. Oh.
So the next morning, with the wedding out of the way, it was time to start hatching a plan to get ourselves back home. Now, I'd heard that quite a few of the roads, including the main one, the A90 between Aberdeen and Dundee, were either shut or completely washed away. So it was definitely going to be an interesting drive. I really did want to spend the day in Luss seeing the sights, but I knew it was going to be a long one. So first things first, headed to Dumbarton to get a tyre swapped out and finally get the wheel alignment done before attempting the drive back home. So as far north as Dundee, everything was okay. It was absolutely fine. But Brechin was cut off from the outside world. The A90, the main road between Aberdeen and Dundee, that was shut because of concerns over a bridge which holds the dual carriageway. There weren't any detours. We were basically told not to travel. So what we did, we ended up heading back inland to see if we could sneak around that way. Everything was pretty much flooded, so it was back the opposite direction, back towards Forfar, and along the coast as far as Montrose. From there, I managed to rejoin the A90 and head back up the road to Aberdeen. Well, you know what? The fact the van made it there and back and had diesel to spare, I think counts as a win. She did alright, bar obviously needing a new tyre and the wheel alignment finally getting done. But yeah, I mean, that was an interesting drive home when every route that gets you back home shut and you're kind of trying to think, where can I go? That was interesting, I'm not going to lie, but my heart really does go out to the folks in Brechin, and especially those who've lost pretty much everything. It looks as if a lot of those affected aren't going to get home before Christmas. There is a campaign to fundraise. It's been organised by the Brechin Buccaneers. I've put a link to it down below. If you are able to spare a couple of quid, I'm sure it would be really much appreciated, and fingers crossed everyone can get back to some kind of normality before too long. I had planned to upload a different video this week, but what with everything that's happening, I know the south of the country is being battered by Storm Kieran at the moment. This one definitely felt a lot more appropriate. My next video, which I'll be uploading in a couple of weeks' time, I had an absolute blast filming, and I'm hoping you're going to enjoy watching it as well. So that's coming soon. In the meantime, as always, if you've got any comments, if you want to like the video, or maybe hit subscribe if you haven't done already, that'd be really appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you soon.